Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Welcome to Mexico. We made it. We're in Mexico. Surprise, surprise. And it is really late for a Peter Monn vlog. It is currently 11:24. And we just got back to our room about, 20 minutes ago. And Alex is inside right now and laying in bed watching King Kong versus Godzilla, I think, is on the TV. And I was talking to Tanya Jean and catching up with her for a little bit and telling her about our travels down here today. And I was waiting for my camera to defog, because whenever I vlog out here in the absolute humidity, it's like keeps on, fogging up, if you guys remember from the last time that I was here. So I had to keep on cleaning it off with my shirt, and it may fog up again. Did he just go to bed? Did he just I think he just turned the TV off. Oh no, it's still on. I had to keep on waiting to defog my camera until I could actually vlog for just a little bit. And I'm not going to vlog for a really long time, but I just wanted to kind of say hello to everybody, and hey, we're in Mexico, and this is the beginning of the Mexico vlogs. And now I will say this, I don't know that I'm going to vlog every single night while we're down here, just depending on when we get back to the room and stuff. We actually got back to the room earlier tonight than we usually do, because we went to dinner. We went to dinner late tonight at 9 o'clock, and afterwards we usually go to this little bar that they have here and stuff like that. And Alex has a glass of wine, I have a Diet Coke or a cup of coffee or something, and we just sit there and talk and whatever. I was just telling Tanya, it's so funny, as soon as we get on the plane, Alex and I just reconnect as a couple, and it's and she said, yeah, it's she's Eric and I are the same way. It's okay, this is exactly why I choose you to be my partner in life, right? It's Alex and I travel so well together and just love spending time together, and we find out so many new things about each other and telling stories at dinner. And I was telling him all these just little silly things I tell you guys, that a lot of which I haven't told Alex, just stupid stories about. I was telling him tonight about when I was growing up as a kid, and the sounds of the woods and the creek and things like that, and what we were just talking about, sounds as a kid and how much sounds mean to us when we're kids and stuff like that. But anyway, we were talking about that. But anyway, so yeah, I'm super tired, so this isn't going to be really long. I actually only laid down for about 45 minutes last night because I was like a kid before Christmas. I could not go to sleep. And I pre-filmed 3 videos yesterday. And then I also filmed a video for my Peter Monn channel, and then I also did the vlog from yesterday that I kept it a secret that we were coming down here. Did you guys know? And then I was doing laundry at the same time and packing and getting everything done. And I actually got done packing about 8:30 or 9. Alex was done at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. He was done packing real early. And so he was just laying in bed downloading shows and stuff to watch on the plane. And so then after that, I had already downloaded all my shows and everything. I started watching, I was relaxing, and talking to him in bed and finishing. I had for each load of laundry that I did, I had to fold the stuff and then put it in my suitcase. So it was kind of this couple hour long process of and I actually, it's so interesting because my suitcase is 10 pounds lighter than Alex's. I brought very little stuff. I brought exactly what I need on this trip this time, and that's the bare minimum, and that's it. So anyway, but at some point, I told Alex, I said, I just don't think that I'm going to go to sleep tonight. And he was like, you're not going to go to sleep? Because he finally went to bed. I can't remember what time, but he was watching Glamorous on Netflix. And because I had downloaded a bunch of them on my phone in case my iPad died, which it didn't happen. My iPad didn't die because I had it charged fully. But anyway, so I had downloaded episodes of Glamorous on my phone in case my iPad died, and so I would have something else to watch, And so he watched 4 episodes of it last night, and I was like, is it good? And he was like, it's okay. He was like, it's kind of corny, it's kind of cheesy, which is so funny because so many people are telling me how great it is. But anyway, I got caught up with, what's that show? Cruel Summer Season 2. I got caught up with that last night, and I have to tell you guys, I actually really like this season of it. It's completely different than the first season, different characters, different actors, different storyline and everything. The only thing is, and this was very true to season 1 as well, it's like dark topics. It's about a missing person, and then somebody gets killed, and covering up lies and secrets and things like that. But it's a good show. And one of the things that they did in the first season that they're doing this season too is they flip between 3 time periods. It's like summer of 1999, winter of 1999, and summer of 2000. And so the show constantly flips between those 3 time periods. So it doesn't get boring or dull because it's constantly like you're looking at a different time period, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really like it, and so watched that, and then I laid down for a little bit. I just was really struggling falling asleep last night because I was so excited to come on this trip. I had bought these scale things that you put on your suitcase to like lift your suitcase, and you can see how much your suitcase weighs. And I like weighed Alex's suitcase, and then I hauled his suitcase all the way back upstairs, and then I weighed myself on the scale, and then I like weighed myself holding the suitcase, and it came to like, it was like within a half a pound of what the scale. So those things really do work. I'm actually going to do a review of it when I get back, because I was super impressed with how well it works and how easy it is. And it was like probably like $10.99 or something like that. I would totally swear by it. And it's so light that you could travel with it as well. We didn't bring it down here just because we're not going to buy anything while we're down here, so it's not like our suitcases are going to get any heavier or anything. But anyway, so we got up this morning. I got up at, well, I didn't go to sleep, but I laid in bed for like, I think I laid down and I like looked at the clock and I was like, okay, you have like an hour. And then like I started falling asleep and I looked at the clock and I was like, okay, you have a half an hour or something like that. So, and then I got up after like 15 minutes because I was like, I don't want to fall asleep and then like be out, you know? So I took a shower and got ready at like 3. We left the house about 3:35, 3:40 and got to the airport. Was really smooth getting checked in and everything at the airport. There really weren't a lot of people there today. And, then we flew from Indianapolis to Miami, and then Miami to Cancun, and we're close to Tulum. We're like 45 minutes to an hour south of Cancun. We actually got into Cancun at 11 o'clock, went through customs. Customs is so easy in Mexico now. You just take your passport and you like scan it on this thing, and then like you walk through this thing, and then it does like face recognition, and then it like gives you, like prints out this little paper, and then you go through, and then you get your bags and you're done basically. So anyway, I mean, we were out of the airport in like a half an hour. And today it was super, super cloudy. I was really nervous because I've looked at the weather for like the last 2 weeks. I've been looking at the weather down here, and it keeps on saying that it's going to like rain and be cloudy every single day. And I looked at it last night, and we're supposed to have several really nice days of sunshine. So hold on, let me look on here. It's supposed to be like 90 and full sunshine. Today it was very cloudy and rainy. Oh, tomorrow it says it's supposed to be 89 and thunderstorms. But then, oh, I guess the weather kind of changed a little bit. I don't know. It's usually like partly cloudy, 92, scattered thunderstorms, partly cloudy. When we got to the hotel today, our room was ready like right away. I was so tired. So I never sleep on planes, and like the last, like from Miami to Cancun, which is like an hour and a half, hour and 25 minute like plane ride, it's real short. The last half of it, like I completely like fell asleep. I was like so out of it. And then on the car ride from the airport to where we're staying, I like completely like passed out in the car. I was so tired. I was so tired. It was like, back in the day, we used to do these road trips where we would drive to Miami, and it was like 21 hours or 21 hours, 20 hours, something like that. And I can remember we would get there and I would just like take like a 5 or 6 hour nap. I was so tired. I felt like that today because I hadn't slept last night. And so we got here and we got checked in, and I mean, we were like in our room by like 12:30 or something like that. Well, no, it was probably like more like 1:30. And Alex unpacked all of his stuff like he always does, and I like laid on the bed for just like a little bit and like plugged in all my chargers and stuff. And then I don't unpack my stuff. I just live out of my suitcase while we're on vacation. And then Alex was kind of hungry, so we went down and we had lunch. And I had for lunch, they had a vegetarian portobello, like it was like a cheeseburger, but it was like a veggie cheeseburger, portobello mushroom. It was okay. And then I had like this cream of corn soup that was absolutely delicious. But I had like eaten some fruit earlier, and then tonight we had like Mexican food, and like authentic Mexican food. It was like really like bean based and things like that. And my stomach started hurting a lot, and I was like, I wonder if this is because I've been like eating piata every day for like the last month, and my stomach really isn't used. I mean, I tried to make sure like the portobello cheeseburger wasn't super greasy. I tried to make sure that I stayed away from like greasy stuff and whatever, but I didn't really think a lot about what I was eating, you know. I just kind of ate what I wanted to eat. I had a salad earlier. I had a salad with lunch too, and I'm not used to eating like a lot of like greens. And I don't know, but something messed up my stomach because my stomach has been like really, really hurting. So, but I did have a dessert tonight at dinner. We had a tres leches cake, which was delicious, and I didn't like finish. I got these like vegetarian enchiladas, and the server was like so nice, and he was like, did you not like it or whatever? I was like, no, I said my stomach's just really, really sensitive, and I had like gotten a cup of coffee, and he was so sweet. He was like, do you want some chamomile tea? And I was like, do you guys have chamomile tea? He's like, oh yeah. He was like, do you want a cup of chamomile tea? So he brought me some chamomile tea. It was so delicious, and I had that with my tres leches cake, and Alex and I just talked about all kinds of stuff, and his brother had just gone to Las Vegas for like a day, like for a birthday party. So he was like texting him, and he was telling me like, I was like, well, ask him this and ask him that, and whatever. So anyway, and we were talking about the wedding because Fufu and Jesse are getting married in October, and Alex is actually officiating the wedding. And so he was like telling me like things he had been thinking about. We were just telling stories and whatever. It was so nice. There was this huge wedding here, and there was like this reception. I mean, there must have been like 50 or 100 people because it was all like upstairs, like on top of like where like the main building is, and you could see it, and it was gorgeous. They had like all these Christmas lights and stuff, and then they were playing music really, really loud like when we came out. So we think that's why like the little bar area wasn't open, was because like they were probably like working the wedding or whatever. So we decided to, like, we sat out there for a second, and Alex got a glass of wine. We just kind of like listened to music. There were a lot of people that were like dancing that weren't in the wedding. They were like dancing downstairs, and so we were just kind of watching them. And I was texting Tanya, and then I told her I was going to call her when we got back to the room. And so yeah, so it's been a really, really nice day. And we got back to the room and put on this is the shirt that I wore on the plane. And but I actually did take a shower and do my hair tonight, so it's kind of fallen now because of the humidity, but oh well. So on the plane today, I watched the first episode of Silo because Caroline said it was really, really good. I watched it on Apple TV, and I have to say it is very, very good. It's a dystopian show. I would highly recommend it. I was just telling Tanya, I said you and Eric would love this show. So it's about these people that live in this like 20-story silo, and they've lived there for like 140 years, and they don't really know the history of what happened before they got there. They don't know who built the silo. They don't know anything about the silo. They just know that they live there, and you can't go outside. Like if you go outside, you die. And so the main story is about the sheriff, and the sheriff's wife finds out some stuff in the first episode that about like the history of the silo. And I don't want to say anything more than that, but it's really, really good. It reminds me of something. I can't remember what it reminds me of, but it's really well done. But then I had also downloaded Invasion, and I got on my iPad and I looked, and I had downloaded because I download way too many shows because I think that I'm going to watch like 30 shows or something like this, you know, like on like a 3-hour plane ride. But I downloaded the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth episodes, but I didn't download the first one. So while we were in Miami, I watched it on my phone, the first episode. And Invasion is a show. So Silo, the final episode, comes out on Friday. Invasion is on Apple TV as well, and all the episodes are already out. And it's about an alien invasion in the world, and it's told from 5 different people's points of views. There's a woman in Japan, in Tokyo, I think. and then there is a soldier in Afghanistan, a U.S. soldier in Afghanistan, and then there's a sheriff, a retired sheriff in Oklahoma, and then a Middle Eastern woman and her husband that live in New York City, or outside of like in the suburbs, and then a kid that lives in like London or in England somewhere. And so it talks about like this alien invasion from like all these different points of view. I got through like 2.5 episodes. Fantastic. It is so good. And I was telling Tanya, I said it kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead a little bit, in that like The Walking Dead is about zombies and there's a lot of zombies in it, but it's really mostly about the people and like their stories. And this is about an alien invasion, but like that's just kind of like the medium to tell these people's stories. Like it's really about the people, you know? So if you like really, like, I love character-driven, like, shows and books and movies, which, by the way, Mel told me that she started reading Low Country Broil today, which is my book for Peter's Book Club for July, and she said it is so good, so I'm so excited about that. And she also told me that The Recovery Agent, I think that's what it's called, hold on a second, The Recovery Agent by Janet Ivanovich, she was just texting me a little while ago. The Recovery Agent, which I literally just bought to listen to while we're down here, although I'm still in the middle of this misfortune book. She said it was so good, and it's about this woman that goes on like this treasure hunt in Peru, and like it's her and her ex, and they're trying to find this like it kind of reminds me of Romancing the Stone a little bit, but she said it's so good, so I'm going to listen to that while we're down here too. So I'm going to finish the misfortune book, and I'm going to start listening to The Recovery Agent. I think it's only like 7.5 hours long or something, so I should be able to finish that while we're down here, laying by the pool or laying by the beach or whatever. But then I also watched, I saw this documentary on HBO Max, a trailer for it. It was called A Stroll, and I love anything that has to do with LGBTQIA plus history. And so it was about trans prostitutes that worked on the Stroll in New York City in like the 70s and 80s and early 90s. And the Stroll is like 14th Street and Christopher Street in New York City, which is now apparently like high-end condos and restaurants and all this kind of stuff. But back then it was like really like lower income areas, and it was very dangerous, and there was a lot of violence in that area, and it was like, you know, high crime rate and things like that. And this one area, which was called like the meatpacking district, was where all of these trans prostitutes prostituted. And it's so interesting because the woman that is the director of the documentary, she did a documentary like in the late 70s or early 80s on like trans prostitutes, and that's how she got interested in filmmaking. And so she decided that she wanted to make a documentary about the Stroll, and she said that if she was going to do it, she didn't think there was anybody better to do it than somebody that had actually worked the Stroll. And so she's the one that is like the documentary director, and she goes in and she interviews like 6 to 8 trans prostitutes that used to work the Stroll like in the 70s and 80s and things like that, and they tell their stories. They tell their stories of transitioning and like the danger of it and how they found out about the Stroll and what they, you know, all this kind of stuff, what they did and whatever. It's very interesting, but it's also very, very sad. They talk a lot about how, like, you know, so much has changed in parts of the world today, and like, you know, like in New York City today, maybe like if you're trans, that this one woman says this, that if you're trans, that like it's easier to get a job like in a convenience store or something like that, whereas back then that wasn't the case. Like nobody would hire you if you were trans. And so to pay your bills and to support yourself, really the only thing to do was sex work. And there was actually these 2 siblings in there that are both like were trans prostitutes that work together. I mean, not together, but like they worked at the same time together on the Stroll. And it's really interesting. And they talk a lot about Sylvia Rivera and oh shoot, why can't I remember her name? Sylvia's best friend. The documentary was on Netflix. The Life and Death of Marsha P. Washington. They talk about Marsha as actually, there's like clips of her. Am I getting her name wrong? It's Marsha P. Washington, isn't it? If you've never seen that documentary is absolutely fantastic. Hold on, I want to make sure that I don't. Marsha P. Johnson, sorry, Marsha P. Johnson. But there's clips of Marsha, like, and Sylvia Rivera in the documentary. and like how much they did for like the LGBT community and especially like trans rights and things like that, like in the 70s and 80s. It's so good. It's so interesting. So yeah. I'm like, why did I keep on saying Marsha P. Washington? Was I thinking like Martha Washington? Anyway, if you've never seen the documentary, The Life and Death, I think it's The Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson. It's fantastic. And it actually tells a lot of the history of Sylvia Rivera too. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times. It's really, really good. There was a period where I went through and I watched a lot of documentaries about the history of like the gay community in the 70s. I remember I watched this one documentary that was called How to Survive a Plague, and it was about like, it chronicled like these like 5 guys that were HIV positive and have got diagnosed HIV positive like in the early 80s, and it chronicled their life, and it was called How to Survive a Plague. There was another one that I watched. It was called We Were Here, and it was about San Francisco and the Castro district. And that was really interesting because it wasn't just about people that had been diagnosed with HIV and AIDS. It was also like this guy that owned a flower shop and like provided the flowers for a lot of funerals. It was a nurse that worked with a lot of AIDS patients back in the day, all kind of stuff. But I went through this whole period, like there was this Candy Darling, the documentary on Candy Darling, which is absolutely fantastic if you've never seen it and you're interested in the whole like Andy Warhol and the factory and all that kind of stuff. That's really, really interesting. Tennessee Williams wrote a play for Candy Darling. Like I had no clue, you know? And it has like Hollywood Lawn in it and stuff, who I believe is still alive. And so yeah, that's really interesting too. But I used to watch like all of those documentaries back in the day. I think I like watch most of them that are out because I haven't watched. So if you guys have any recommendations that of really good LGBTQIA plus history documentaries, let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, I started watching that. I'm gonna finish it. But I started watching that while we were on the plane, and then so we went to eat lunch. And then we walked to the beach, which the seaweed is heavy on the beach, but it's not red tide. Like it's real doable that you can like lay out on the beach. I was really worried about it because there was like nobody on the beach, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be horrible. But it was like thunderstorming and rainy and stuff like that, so that was why there was nobody on the beach. But I mean, the beach still looked really pretty. There was like some seaweed, which they usually get rid of in the morning, so it's like by late afternoon it comes back up. But the ocean still looked beautiful, and the pool is fantastic. And so we went to the beach, and we sat there for a little bit after lunch, and then we went to the pool, and I got like literally just like walked down the stairs, got in the pool, and like walked out because it was like light. It was getting ready to lightning, and at that point I was like, I am so tired. I need to go back to the room and lay down for a little bit. And Alex was like, okay. And it was, I mean, it was still so early. It was like 3 something. So we came back to the room. And I had said to Alex, like at lunch, I said, are you gonna lay down and take a nap? He's like, no, because if I do, like I'll crash forever. And I was like, okay. So I laid down, and he goes, I said, I'm setting my alarm for like 7:15 and 7:30, and he goes, okay. Or 7:15 and 7:25, he said, okay. And so then he like turned on the Alexa machine, the, what do you call it? The radio or the thunderstorm sounds. And I said, are you going to sleep? He's like, yeah, I have to. I'm so tired. We like pulled the blinds. It was like pitch black in our room. We completely crashed out. I mean, I slept from like 3:30 to like 7:25. I mean, I was out. I mean, deep, deep sleep. I could have slept throughout the rest of the night. But we had dinner reservations at this Mexican restaurant, so we wanted to make sure that we got there because we really wanted to go eat. So we got up, took showers, got dressed. Alex looked so cute tonight. Let me see. I took a picture of him. Just in a tiny jean. Oh, he kept on saying I didn't send him this picture, so let me send him this picture. Hold on a second. I need my reading glasses. There it is, Alex. So this is my husband's outfit. I don't know if you can see it. You can't really see it, but Well, no, you can't see it at all, but anyway. Can you see it? It was like a matching, like, blouse, I almost said, when I was talking about that in my rant. It was like a button-up shirt and shorts, and it was like matching, and it was like floral themed. So, and he also bought himself a little birthday present. He went to Gucci and he saw my slides that I got, so he went and got himself some slides too. He was like, I want to buy myself a little birthday present. I was like, okay, more power to you. So he wore those tonight. And I wore mine on the plane that I showed in my Peter Does Stuff video, and they cut into my feet. Like, I literally have like a cut on the side of my foot. So I ended up, I just have these like black slides right here, but I ended up, when we went to got to Miami, I like changed into like my suede Birkenstocks. So I was like, I have to have something comfortable on my feet. So anyway, we're here, and I'm excited. We're just gonna lay out and go to the pool and go to the beach, and I'll listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I'm gonna watch a lot of shows, and we're gonna have a lot of romantical times and go out to dinner and have dates, and I'm real excited. It's just like, it's so nice to spend, you know, just like unlimited one-on-one time with my husband. And you know, we're so busy at home and whatever, so to just be able to spend like, you know, so many days in a row together is really, really nice. And we were actually tonight at dinner, we were planning our anniversary trip, because we usually go to Las Vegas for our anniversary, but we didn't do that like the last 2 years. So we were like trying to figure out when we're going to do that this year. We're going to do it like on our anniversary week, or like in September, or before that. We don't know when we're going to do it. And then we're also going to San Diego for my brother-in-law's wedding, Fufu's wedding to Jesse, or Fufu and Jesse's wedding, I should say. And we're really excited about that. And so yeah, so we've got some other trips that we're planning, and we just, you know, it's just so nice to travel with each other and just completely disconnect from the world. So, and he was like, are you going to vlog? You're going to vlog, aren't you going to vlog and let everybody know that I was like, yes, I'm going to vlog. I'm going to vlog for just like a half an hour. So, I just wanted to let you guys know that we're here, and this is the beginning of the I keep on saying that. This is the beginning of the Mexico vlogs. So, yeah, follow along this week. Like I said, I may take a day or two off from vlogging. I may not vlog every single day. The only channels I will be posting on this week, unless I just get completely inspired to post something on another channel, is going to be my Peter Monn channel and the vlog channel. Those will be the only channels that I post on this week. Because it's my birthday, and I just want to kind of enjoy my birthday and stuff like that. We're going to do a couples video together, so stay tuned to my Instagram if you want to ask a question. And then for my birthday on Thursday, I have like a very special video that I want to do, talking about turning 51 and why 51 is a really important birthday for me this year, and a lot of like what I've been thinking about and stuff. It's not like a drama related video, but it's an important video for me to do. It's something I really want to talk about, and I'll probably carry it over and talk about it on here as well. So stay tuned. I may do like, I don't know, like a hotel room tour or something like that, or, you know, reviewing some kind of like Mexican candy or something like that, but doubtful. I think I'm just going to take the week and kind of relax and enjoy myself. But if I decide not to vlog, I will let you guys know. I will put it on the community tab. The thing, and I also put it in the Vloggerinos group, but the thing will be, it'll probably be later at night that I post at like 11 or something, because it won't be until we get done with dinner that I know like how soon we're going to get back to the room and if we're going to watch a movie or what we're going to do. So I won't know until later in the evening. So just stay tuned and hang out with me while we're in Mexico, and I miss you guys. And thank you for watching tonight. I love you so much, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing, what is tonight? Oh, it's Sunday, and that you guys are getting refreshed, rejuvenated, renewed, and relaxed for the week ahead. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful beginning to your week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face, you might be changing their day for the better, you might be making them happier, and you might just be cheering them up. You don't know, right? And also be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more, because it all starts with you. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, One more, I love you. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.